Hey guys, in this video we're going to be talking about 11.2, but before we do that I just wanted to mention that I'm only going to be covering 11.1 through 11.4. We're not going to be doing the last three sections. Okay, with that being said, let's go to 11.2. So here we're talking about arithmetic sequences. So in 11.1 we talked about sequences in general. Here in 11.2, we're talking about arithmetic sequences, which I know you learned about in Algebra 2, but we're going to go over them again, maybe a little bit more in detail here in pre-calculus. So first of all, an arithmetic sequence is a sequence that goes up or down by the same number each time. So in this case, this one, they're subtracting 3,400 each time. So this is a decreasing arithmetic sequence. And in this one, you're adding 3 each time. So increasing arithmetic sequence. So basically, as long as you're adding or subtracting the same thing each time, then you have an arithmetic sequence, and we call that amount that you're adding or subtracting each time, we call that the common difference. To find the common difference, you just take a term and subtract the previous term from it. So if I did 21,600 minus 25,000, I would get negative 3,400. So that's my common difference. If I want to check and make sure that something is an arithmetic sequence, then I go through each one and do that. And if I get the same number each time, so I subtract this one minus this one, and I get that. This one minus this one, I get that. This one minus this one. If I keep getting the same thing each time, then I do in fact have an arithmetic sequence. So in general form, the set of all terms an is the first term, and then the first term plus the common difference, and then the first term plus 2 times the common difference, and so on. So we're going to be using that fact when we are looking for later terms in the sequence. So I know that if I'm looking for the third term, I need to add 2 times the common difference to the first term. So this number is always 1 less than the term number. So if I'm looking for the 21st term, I could take the first term plus 20 times the common difference, and that would give me the 21st term. So we're going to be using that fact. Again, finding the common difference, you just subtract each time. This one, they subtracted, so they did 2 minus 1 is 1, 4 minus 2 is 2, 8 minus 4 is 4, 16 minus 4 is 8. Those numbers are all different, so this is not an arithmetic sequence. But then in this one, 1 minus negative 3 is 4, 5 minus 1 is 4, 9 minus 5 is 4, 13 minus 9 is 4. Get 4 each time. It is the same. It is an arithmetic sequence with a common difference of 4. You can do the same thing when graphing. If I get a straight line when graphing, then I have an arithmetic sequence. If my line is not straight, then this is not an arithmetic sequence, right? Because if I'm adding the same thing each time, I'm going to get a straight line. This is exponential, obviously, or at least it looks exponential. I suppose it could be quadratic. Anyway, the point is, this is not arithmetic. This is arithmetic. All right. So this is the formula for an arithmetic sequence. So again, I can have the first term plus the term number minus 1 times my common difference. That's what I was talking about before, just in a more official way of writing it. Okay, so if I have the first term and the common difference, then I can write any term. So this one, they just had them write out the first the first 5 terms. So I'm just subtracting 3 each time. But I could ask for, say, like the 50th term, and then I would just do 49 times negative 3, figure out what that is. 17 minus that number would give me that term. So I can find any term with just the first term and the common difference. All right. Okay, if I'm not given the common difference, but I'm given 2 of the terms, I can find the common difference. So if I'm given the first and second term, or 2 terms that are next to each other, that's easy, right? Then it's whatever I added, I would get that. But these are not next to each other, so we need to be a bit more clever. We could plug it into our formula. And say, okay, the 4th term has to be the first term plus 3, remember 1 less, 3 times the common difference. Plug in the first and 4th terms and solve for D. So we could find the common difference that way. And then I can use that. Once I have that information, I can find any term that I want. So that's probably the easiest way. If they give you 2 terms, that's probably the easiest way to find that common difference, is just plug it into the formula and solve for D. Okay. Okay, so that's explicit formulas. The next section moves on to recursive formulas, so I'm going to make that a separate video. So I'm going to stop this video here, and I will see you guys in the next one.